lesson. This one I'm calling Cool Song, Cool Riff. I'm in a very cold garage with very bad lighting and very bad sound. So we've got that going for us. I hope it doesn't bother anybody too much with the lighting. It's the fluorescence. There's nothing I can do about it. And I'm having too much fun to stop. So, and that brings us to this riff here. Warren Zevon's Lawyers, Guns, and Money. Specifically the main guitar riff. So the song, I believe, was written on piano, and then it was up to the guy who played the guitar to find something awesome, and he did. He found something simple, effective, and awesome. And as soon as you hear the song, I think that riff, or at least that kind of phrasing of the notes, stands out, which is kind of a marriage between Warren's idea and the guitar player's idea. And we'll talk more about the song in a minute, but let's just talk about the riff here. So imagine you're just going to play a nice, easy barred A, that simple way to play an A, right? If you don't want to play it with all three fingers. Like imagine the way you first started playing it when you played the guitar. And you could also think about it like if you're playing like a little blues thing there. So grab that, and then imagine a B minor, and take out what I believe is the B note there. So you just have this. It's kind of hard to do, but if you can just use the index finger to anchor that A shape, like a little barred A, you'll find it a lot easier. And you want to let the open A ring out. So you're going to get this if you hammer it on. And then it's just a matter of playing around with that riff. And it ends on a regular old E. So that's super cool. And again, you can play around with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be exactly what you hear on the record. It just has to be the feel, because chances are, if you're playing it by yourself or just with a couple of buddies, the only real important thing is that you get that sound, because that is the track. So yeah, just play around with that and you will definitely get it. Talk about this quirky little track. Warren Zevon's Lawyers, Guns, and Money is a gritty, sardonic rock anthem from his 1978 album Excitable Boy, released in January of that year. The song is one of Zevon's signature tracks and showcases his dark humor, storytelling prowess, with lyrics depicting a privileged young man entangled in dangerous and possibly criminal misadventures abroad, desperately calling for lawyers, guns, and money to bail him out. It was written on a trip to Hawaii. And he was inspired by a sense of reckless escapism. That's, of course, according to Grok, who has kindly written me this paragraph to save my lazy ass from coming up with useful information. But interesting notes on this is that the raw energy is amplified by its production, featuring Danny Korchmar on guitar and Waddy Watchell on production alongside Jackson Browne. So Jackson Browne had a hand into this, and when you listen to that track, it screams the late 70s. It just screams it. And a little analogy for this track that I kind of think of is, let's just say you're an attractive person and you've had many sexual adventures with other very attractive people. You've reached the pinnacle and now you're a little bit bored. So you want something a little strange, a little confusing, a little weird, and that's what this track delivers. It's not a hit, but if you're tired of listening to Hotel Californias and Stairways and all these big slick tracks, if you run to a dead end with your Doobie Brothers and your Dire Straits and your Steely Dans, you want something a little strange, and I would go to a track like that because it just delivers something more interesting. It kind of harkens to Hunter S. Thompson sort of lifestyle, that gonzo life, gonzo journalism experience. It's not an explicit song. It doesn't say anything too graphic, but it's just fun. And if I were to think of comparable kind of themed wacky tracks, I think of something like the Doors' Whiskey Bar, or I would think of Gordon Lightfoot's Sundown, which is right around that era as well. So let me know in the comments if there's any interesting riffs you think I should take a look at, or if there's any tracks along that vein, something, they're deeper cuts, they're B-sides, stuff that we listen to by ourselves in the car. They're tracks that you put on and show a buddy, and you're like, listen to this track, man, it's so cool. And they're like, oh yeah, it's all right, or they love it, either way. Anyways, this has been another Lazy Adult Guitar Lesson. I'm Colin Lamb. Tune into my channel if you'd like to check out this and other stuff, maybe not quite like this, I don't know. Take good care of yourself.